In 1776, 13 colonies dared to challenge the most powerful empire on Earth. They dreamed of freedom, but the price would be written in blood, fire, and sacrifice. This is the story of how America won its independence. For more than a century, Britain ruled the American colonies across the Atlantic. But the colonies had grown restless. Heavy taxes, harsh laws, and the feeling of being treated as second-class citizens fueled a growing anger. The spark ignited in 1773, when angry colonists in Boston dumped crates of tea into the harbor. It was an act of defiance that shook the empire. The Boston Tea Party declared one simple truth: the colonies would no longer bow without a fight. April 1775. British troops marched toward Lexington and Concord, seeking to crush rebellion before it could grow. But on that morning, the first shots were fired. The shot heard round the world marked the beginning of the American Revolution. Farmers, blacksmiths, and ordinary men picked up muskets against the mighty British Army. By July 1776, there was no turning back. In Philadelphia, leaders of the colonies signed the Declaration of Independence, daring words that declared all men were created equal and that tyranny had no place in the New World. It was a document of hope. But Britain answered with war. The war was brutal. The British Army was disciplined, well-armed, and backed by mercenaries. The colonists were inexperienced, poorly supplied, and often on the brink of collapse. At Valley Forge, George Washington's troops nearly froze and starved to death during the winter of 1777. Men wrapped rags around their bleeding feet. Disease spread through the camp. The revolution seemed close to dying in the snow. But they endured, and with the help of allies, most importantly, France, the tide began to turn. In 1781, the war reached its climax at Yorktown. Washington, with the support of French troops and a French naval blockade, cornered the British Army led by General Cornwallis. After weeks of siege, Cornwallis surrendered. The unthinkable had happened. The world's most powerful empire had been defeated by a group of colonies. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, made it official. The United States of America was born. But the price of freedom was heavy. Over 25,000 Americans had died. Families were torn apart. Entire towns had been burned. Still, out of blood and sacrifice, a nation emerged. The American Revolution was more than a war. It was a statement to the world that freedom is never given. It is fought for, suffered for, and paid for in blood. And the echoes of that struggle still shape the destiny of nations today.